How's it going, everyone? My name is Sherbert, and we're just days away from being able to play the Super People Final Beta. Now, I'm very excited to see what they've changed and altered since the closure of the closed beta back in February. And they just released a video not too long ago talking about such changes regarding the armory and the crafting system inside of Super People. I think it's a really cool, informative video, and I'll be sure to put the link in the description down below if you guys want to watch it all by yourself without having some mustache guy talking to you. But it's been really, really cool. They basically start off the video with alleviating any fears or concerns that a lot of players had during the closed beta regarding pay-to-win type scenarios involving the crafting system. I know that was a lot of people's concerns during the closed beta, that you could just pay X amount of in-game currency, in-game gold, and then craft a mythical or a legendary weapon such as the M4A1. That was a lot of people's concerns because the M4A1 was a particularly deadly, I think one of the more powerful weapons inside of Super People. So a lot of people were worried about that. This video right here basically explains that, hey, that's not the case. These crafted weapons are used more situationally than they are more of a crutch, which I think is really cool. So they want to reward players for time invested in the game by giving players blueprints to craft these situational weapons, which I think is a really, really cool touch. We'll touch more on that in just a second. So right off the bat, they did talk about the adjustment of damage gaps from normal to mythical weapons to reduce the importance of weapon rarity. Now, I thought this was a really good, important thing that they've kind of addressed, because if you were to land right off the bat and get a mythical or a legendary weapon, 9 times out of 10, you're going to do all right. They've kind of alleviated that kind of RNG dependency, and they're rewarding players' skill and strategy versus like what you find on the map. So I think this is going to be really good in comparison to, like, you know, if you're good, you're good. It's not so much the gun you're using. And I think they're going to reward, again, they're going to reward your player as a skill versus what you find on the ground, which I think is really cool. I'm excited to see what they're going to change with that. They're also talking about the perk system changes regarding the crafting, which I thought was really cool. It says in the closed beta, when players crafted a weapon, they were given a random perk. For example, it could be, you know, reload faster while running or do more damage while prone. You kind of got this wishy-washy, you could have got anything kind of perk. This one in the final beta is going to be more specific to the perk items you find. And what I mean by this is that in the final beta, blueprints will have perk associated with them to influence crafting, such as, like, you know, reload speed while running or more damage while in the blue zone. These are, I'm just making these up, but you get different perks and things like that. And now you can actually find blueprints with a specific perk. And the more blueprints you have with that specific perk, the more chances are you're going to get a weapon when you craft it with said perk. It's a really cool little incentive to craft weapons that are more suited to you and your playstyle, which I think is really cool. Not only that, but it gives us something fun to collect. It's nice to look forward to something. It's kind of cool. It's like Pokemon. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know. Don't judge me. But it's cool to influence the crafting. I think that's really fun. It says while crafting, when players combine a blueprint with the weapon, they'll have a greater chance of getting that perk. Yeah, exactly. So you find a perk, 3 out of 5 perks, they do it. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle. I think that's a really cool way to involve more into crafting. I know me personally, during the closed beta, I crafted very rarely. I think I maybe only did like 2 or 3 rare items. I saved my gold. This seems like it's a better way to spend your gold on crafting. It just seems like a nice little time saver, gold sink. I really like it. It does also say that the number of blueprints required to craft a weapon have been changed. It says a rare weapon requires 4 blueprints, a heroic 5, mythic 6, and then a legendary weapon is 7, which I think is really cool. This way, it's not just like, boom, you're already at mythic or legendary. It's going to require a little bit more of a grind to get to that legendary weapon, which I'm all for grinding. I'm all for putting time invested. I think that's really cool. It says some examples of these perks are very situationally. So you're not going to want to grab your crafted weapon 9 times out of 10. It's very situational to your surroundings or your game. You know, because every game's different, you may choose to use your crafted weapon, you may not. It's nice to have that variety. Now, some of the perks that are involved in these crafted weapons I think are actually really cool. For example, one perk is called Devour, which increases damage dealt to lower enemies, which is, you know, really cool. So if you land, you find a bunch of super capsules, you're already like level 10, everybody else is level 5. If you grab your crafted weapon, you're going to do more damage to those lower levels. I think that's a very, very cool change. Coincidentally, on the other side of it, they have a perk called Underdog, which increases damage dealt to higher enemies, which, let's say you get your duos or squads, you get bodied a couple of times, you have to be brought back to life a couple of times, your squad mates are all level 10, 11, 12, you're still level 6. If you get that Underdog perk, you're going to do a lot more in terms of balancing out the group dynamics and regarding to providing damage and being an overall productive teammate, which I thought was it's a really cool change. I really like it. Now, this next one is kind of, take it with what you will, but it's called Vindicator Perk, which increases damage when an ally is eliminated. So, guys, if you're not doing good, if you're kind of dropping the ball, you could probably possibly see a lot more team killing involved. You're like, yo, Steve, you're like 0-6. I need you to just take one for the team. Thunk, thunk. And then that teammate does more damage. So that might incentivize a little bit more team killing, which I think would be hilarious, but it's actually pretty funny. So the person who the squad mate or the duo partner that always clutches because their teammate always dies early, Vindicator perk might be for you. I'm just saying that's actually really sick. And it says armory weapon damage numbers have been adjusted to have lower damage than identical weapons found in the battlefield. This is to focus on our main goal of crafted weapons to have situational advantages only. Blueprints can only be found in-game, incentivizing more playtime. So you can't buy these blueprints with gold. You can't like save up all your gold and then buy these blueprints and then craft these legendary, broken, mythical, legendary guns. It's just not how the system is working, which I think is really cool. Now, they kind of pair this really well with the supply crate change that they've done. So it says now in the final beta, when you open a supply crate, both a randomly provided weapon and a pre-crafted weapon of the same grade are provided. So like, let's say your specialized weapon's a Scar and you craft a legendary Scar. They're both going to be the same tier type. So they could both be heroic, legendary, mythic, rare. It doesn't matter. They're all going to be the same color. And you can choose based on the situation whether you would want the crafted Scar or the one that they provide you. So I think it's a really cool incentive. You're like, yo, I'm killing the lobby. I'm the highest level. If I take the Devour weapon on my crate, I'll do more damage to these lower levels. It's very like, how you feel you're playing at the moment. I think this is really cool changes. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for Super People to come out. So it's a really cool little way that they're implementing more towards crafting. Crafting is going to be a lot more important come final beta. I think, closed beta, I sold all my blueprints. I wanted the gold. I wanted to change my class. During the final beta, I'm going to be a lot more finicky about spending my gold unwisely. So I think I might craft a whole lot during this final beta. I would love to see a lot more of these perks that they're going to implement on these guns. I think this is going to be a really, really cool, different variety to make Super People kind of stand out by itself in regards to other BRs, in regards to other shooters and things like that. I think this is a really good implementation. And I think this is a really good change to the final beta. So if this doesn't get you hyped to like play Super People, to get in there, to drop down, just give some kills, it's going to be really, really fun. Now, just as a reminder, we will be playing Super People pretty much non-stop during the entire closed beta. So if you guys want to come in, I do stream right here live on YouTube. So be sure to give me a drop, a like, a follow, a subscription, a comment, anything you guys want. If there's any video ideas you guys want me to make, let me know in the comment section down below. If not, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you come final beta. Watch out for me. I'll probably be dead, but I'll be having a good time doing it. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in a couple of days. All right, bye.